Welcome back, Know-It-Alls. Thanks for the support by listening to the show. We send out our appreciation to each and every one of you for allowing our podcast to take up a little bit or a lot of your precious time. Please send us more of your feedback so we can make sure the show is better for you.
Hey, welcome back, listeners. Welcome to a new episode. We thought this week we'd start off with just some introductions. It's been a while since we talked a little bit about ourselves. So this is Teapot here, and a little fact you might not know about me is I'm all about the W's. I love my wine, weed, wieners, and women. So that is a little bit more about me. Mr. Clay, do you have anything new you'd like to share with the listeners?
I'm all about W's as well, except mine are all wieners. And big wieners, black wieners, and sometimes two at the same time wieners.
I feel like I've seen these categories somewhere.
Yeah. It's called my life. And all the...
On some websites, I thought.
And all the categories that I send you to for the porn I like to watch.
I was going to say, I've definitely seen... If there was a hit count on, categories that you watched, those would be some pretty high numbers.
Yeah, there would. Especially the two wieners and me at the same time.
Yeah.
It's every girl's dream.
To have two wieners in them, or to watch me get two wieners in me.
I think it's a good combination of two.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, it's about there.
You guys might not recognize a third voice here. A very special guest.
I forgot my helmet.
No, she's not very special like that, but she's
Oh, I am.
She's special enough to actually be on a TV show called MasterChef Canada.
That would be me.
Welcome, Dora Cote.
Welcome.
Hello.
Oh, why, hello.
So, other than being on MasterChef Canada, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, you forgot the three most important W's, I feel, and that's women with wieners. Just saying.
Oh, my
Sold.
God.
But that's a different podcast.
That's the only podcast I'm going to record and or listen to from now on.
I was say, we got everyone real excited with all this talk. We're like, all right, what are we going to talk about?
It's like wieners.
Food. Right? Yeah, that's it. So wieners, legitimately. Lips and assholes.
Yes.
Wieners are
Not the
definitely
kind
food.
you're thinking of.
That's right. Or you never
we'll
know.
see where it goes.
Well, a little bit about myself. I'm also a journeyman plumber. That's right. I take care of both ends of the business.
Nice.
In and out. In one end, out the other.
I'm not going to lie to you. I use the part of the business where I damage portions of things.
True.
And I require somebody with plumbing ability to fix what I've damaged.
Very true. This is very true. He damages things, and he will call me now and again to fix them.
I've seen pictures. more than I wish to admit.
More than you like to admit.
There's too many times where I've traveled with Mr. Clay, and he'd be like, "Hey, Teapot." I'm like, "What?" And I look over, and he's just holding his phone up. And there's just a picture of shit. I'm like, why? He's like, look. And I'm like, what? Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, right?
But I even do it if you're like, hey, can you get a picture of me in front of that cathedral?
Yeah.
And I'll take a picture of you in front of the cathedral, and then I'll scroll over to a picture of shit, and I'm like, hey, does this one look okay?
Yeah.
And you look over like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. I don't think anyone who walks by us traveling, I'm pretty sure they think that I fucking hate you. Because every word, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Stop doing that. Fuck off.
But that is a meaty looking turd.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, was that carrot or corn? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That one chewed its food.
I have an amazing metabolism. I probably dump 3-4 times a day.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Yep.
You got a fucking colon and a half. Wow.
Sometimes I just need to document.
Yeah. I don't understand the need, but...
Well, because I have friends who send me their documentation on a regular basis. And I'm super impressed. I got this...
Sorry about that.
I don't want to be friends with your friends.
No, I've got this friend who last week... I haven't talked to him for about a week and a half. All of a sudden, I get a text from him, and I don't have previews on my phone, so I was like, I know what it is. But I'm going to look at it anyway, because I always do. And I look at it, and I swear to God, it was the size of 3 fists, just the log.
Oh, wow.
So I reply like, hey, dude, maybe you should stop eating so much meat. He's like, yeah, you like that, don't you? I was like, well...
yes, I do. Send me more.
Do you have to get more?
How does one...
Squeeze it out?
Yeah, isn't there rippage? I don't
That's
know.
what I asked. I asked, like, maybe you need a doctor. Do you need a sewing kit? Like, are you
Squatty
okay?
potty?
Oh, yeah.
He says it's okay.
It's just
So I
okay.
think maybe he takes more than 2 wieners in him at the
I
same
was
time.
going to say.
And his body's very well prepared to have something come out.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to delicious.
The best segue in all podcast history.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about delicious food.
Let's talk about delicious food. We actually had delicious food tonight. We did a bunch of taste tests.
Yeah.
It was all good.
Teapot, you want to describe what you made?
Sure. Yeah, I'm a vegetarian, and my biggest pet peeve with that is half the time when I make vegetarian food, everyone looks at me like I'm insane, or they won't try anything that I cook. So I decided to delve into the world of deep fried or battered cauliflower wings, which, as a disclaimer, they don't try to be wings. They don't. There's no wing involved in
They
that.
don't need to be there. So
No,
good.
I was gonna say there's no wing. People expect there to kind of taste like a wing. It's not. But yeah, I made some battered cauliflower wings in my air fryer because I'm obsessed. I made lemon dill pepper,
Delicious.
sweet chili,
Delicious.
honey garlic,
Delicious.
and buffalo ranch.
Also,
Delicious.
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah. It took way too long, and we sat here forever waiting for them to cook. But we ate a plate of them, so it seemed to go over pretty well.
I wanted to
Yeah.
eat another plate, but I
Yeah.
had cookies to eat. Cookies that
I was gonna say,
and I ate enough of those as well.
my
But
God.
I didn't bake them because I'm a shit baker. But we had somebody who's probably pretty good at baking.
I'm not bad. Yeah, no, kind of made it on TV to bake. You know,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
I guess if
pretty
you're
good
good
at
enough
it.
to be on TV, your baking's probably pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That's on point. Yeah. Don't want to brag, but yeah, I'm pretty damn good.
yeah. As I say, I don't know. I feel like I've had some of your pie before. We
Yes.
picked it up on
Yeah.
the way through before.
I think you've had the key lime. My key
Yeah.
lime.
I
My
think
key
so.
lime dream.
Yeah, that was on that. We were telling
That's
you
right.
the 12-hour drive that we don't shut the fuck. Surprisingly, we stopped talking. Mr.
Long
Gray
enough
and
to
I-
eat pie?
Yeah,
Nice.
we usually just talk all the way through like 12-hour drives, but we did. I think it shut us up for a
That's a
second.
testament to
Even
my skill.
getting stopped
Yeah.
at the border guard had to be like, "Hey, do I have to separate you guys?" I have questions, and the questions are: Who are you? Where are you going? How long are you going to be down? How do you know each other? And I was like, "If you sit in the car, dude, you hear all of that. People talk about it to no end." And
Hey,
he's
buddy.
like, "I'm off at 4.
Yeah.
Let's wait it out." Always making
But
friends.
yeah, I've had your pie and I've had your cookies.
Yes.
And I want more.
Oh, I can make that happen.
Yes.
The technology is there.
I was to say, have you been hinting or talking about other types of baking tonight? And I'm going to be making a trip out your way.
Yep.
With him.
We
We're
might
just
be-
using you. That's all
That's
this is.
fine. That's all good. I'm
That's
used
all
to
I do.
it.
Usually, I mean, wait, how many wieners do you have?
Well,
Because I could use you for more than just pie.
true that.
It could be
True that.
wieners as well.
Well, that's what we talk about after the podcast.
Yeah.
I only show my what is that called? The fucking when you got the 2 dicks.
Dick? 2 dick?
Yeah, it's like
Is it like a split penis? Like a split?
no,
two
you got
penises?
you got 2 penises.
Oh my God.
True story.
It is true.
There was a guy back in the late 1800s
Yes.
who had 2 penises,
Yep.
and then he was lonely, and he actually heard a story about a girl at the Moulin Rouge who had 2 vaginas.
Perfect match.
And he worked his way up to being able to get into the Moulin Rouge. They met. They ended up falling in love, and they both had functioning. She had 2 functioning vaginas, and he had 2 functioning penises.
Yes.
And they actually ended up getting married together and being together.
I think it's called like diphallic or something to that effect.
That
There's
makes
a
sense.
term. I seen a movie once. Or sorry, I read an article about
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Called Freaks of Nature 2, and
Yeah.
they both worked.
That's amazing.
I missed that youth.
And that's going to be super comfortable in the bedroom, right? Instead of like 3 bodies writhing around, it's just 2,
That's right.
but double the penis. Now, would you take? Well,
Just knowing looks at Proc.
You see my brain just like,
Yeah, it's
hey,
like,
what's
oh,
he thinking?
sure.
I'm thinking,
Sure.
would you want 2 in one hole or 1 in each hole?
Wow.
Why did I have an answer? So
You've clearly been thinking about it.
Yeah.
like
Well.
immediately I was like, well, fuck.
Shit. Yeah, I was like, well, how do we turn this back to cookies?
Yes.
How many cookies do you want in your hole?
Yeah.
Let's talk
The
about that.
answer so far
I've only got
is
1 hole.
So so far. We still have a bag of them somewhere.
I've only got one hole, so I'd have no choice but to take 2 in one hole.
That's a lie.
True.
Well, I can't put it in my dick hole.
Wait,
how big is it?
If you don't try hard enough, that's quitter's words.
Do I have to put my
things go in there.
mouth close to my butthole to have 2 penises? I can't bend that way.
Fucking pussy.
Yoga.
I was gonna say, get flexible.
Downward dog.
Yeah. Yeah. I go to a yoga class. You can come along. We can teach you some shit.
Some hot yoga. Some, what is that? Chakram.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, you know it.
I feel like...
I don't know yoga.
I know it enough to be like, what do you want me to do? Breathe and then like put my body in this weird position? This will help me one day. That's fine.
I feel like Doctor Strange after he's all broken and he goes to the Ancient One and she like separates him from his mind and body.
Bikram yoga.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he's just like on his knees. He's like, teach me. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Teach me.
Yeah.
Oh. I'd almost feel that way with the 2 dick problem. Teach me.
Yeah.
Teach me. Show me the way.
I was going to say, you can figure out which one is better. I had a theory, but I mean, I like that one too. Figure out which one is better.
Well, I think people have heard enough about penis talk.
Anyway.
Are you sure?
No.
I was just saying, we're going to, how long? Listeners can time it.
Yeah,
Let's start a timer right now. We're gonna dive into a few questions and we'll see how long it takes to come back around to dicks.
I'm going to say 33 seconds.
Yeah.
33 seconds.
All right. I'll take bets.
Sweet.
I think we can last like at least a minute.
That's what he said.
Fuck.
Yeah, right?
Well, it definitely wasn't me then. I started to say it, but then I just started crying because I knew it wasn't true.
It's the gentle holding and rocking.
Yeah.
It really gets you through the moment.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So since this one's going to be about cooking and food, which is not unlike a lot of other ones we've talked about, but I'm going to have a couple questions for Dora, and Teapot's going to have a couple questions for Dora.
Yeah.
And we can learn how it works in the magic of TV.
Oh, and there's a lot of magic when it comes to TV.
Well, I can't wait to hear about it. To start it off, though, have you always enjoyed cooking?
I've always enjoyed baking. I was always told that I was taught I learned how to cook because it was pretty much a survival skill. My mother can't cook with the shit. Sorry, Mom, but I'm not sorry.
And he's still alive.
Yes, and my child actually made it too. I actually didn't really get into savory cooking until after I had my kid. And then when I tasted baby food for the first time, and I just was like, this is shit. Like, no wonder he's spitting out. Yeah. So then I just bought a little blender. Anything I cook for supper, I just put it into the blender, feed the kid, and he's just happy. Happy. And then I just started cooking.
What inspired you to do it?
To cook?
Yeah.
Like for real foods?
Yeah.
Or like baking?
Baking.
Baking has always been my like, did I have a bad day? Do I want to feel a little special? Do I want something real yummy nummy in my mouth? Yeah. No dick comments. No dick comments. Totally the sweetness. And just, I think it's a comfort thing. Like, just that smell of warm baked bread when you come into a kitchen, or that smell of cookies. It's just that comfort. So you're just trying to make your own little moment, I think. And I love that part about it. And to be able to make something super, super good, and you just like, you know it's good when you got to eat 10 at once.
Oh, I couldn't stop eating. I had 5 of those cookies after eating 15 of the cauliflower bites.
Yeah, right?
And then putting the cookies away made me sad because I've wanted to finish them. But then I would be really sad once they're finished because then they'd be gone.
Right.
So I'm going to hold off on that.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that.
Until somebody bakes me a key lime pie or some Nanaimo bars. Or
I'm making Nanaimo bars soon. Yeah, I might. I'll put in a request for you.
Okay.
I'll let my people call your
people. Do you have a
people.
logbook somewhere where you can be like, all right, let's see what I have time.
Pretty much.
I guess I've known you, Clay, for a long time.
Yeah.
And since I was a teenager. And one constant has always been like not only bringing in foods from America and like different kinds of food from America.
There we go.
But also bringing in stuff that you've cooked at home. But I don't know. I could let you speak. I was gonna say it's not so much baking, but I remember you coming in bringing all different kinds of dips and spreads and stuff like that. So why don't you speak a little bit to what inspired you to cook and what do you like to cook?
I pretty much like to cook anything except for cheese and fish. But what inspired me to cook is I had this friend named Kevin back in elementary school. And back in the day, we had salad dishes, huge salad dishes. I didn't have one. I didn't have the luxury of having 150 different channels.
No.
But he did. So sleepovers are always great at Kevin's. Nice. Lots of G.I. Joe toys, G.I. Joe to watch in the morning. And the best thing about nighttime is after everybody went to bed, he could pop on the Playboy channel.
I knew it was coming.
Did you guys watch cooking channels?
Yeah, I was like, they weren't there.
Strangely
I was like, how is this on topic if it's not a cooking channel?
Strangely enough.
You gotta bring this back around.
I think it was probably the actual first adult video I watched that wasn't a VHS stolen from my friend's dad's nightstand.
Fair enough.
So it was like on TV, and this guy was at home, and this attractive 20-year-old came home, and he's like, hey baby, glad to see you back from college for the holidays. Your mom's not here right now, but she'll be back tomorrow. She's out with her friends, shopping in Vegas. And she's like, oh, okay, I miss your cooking, Dad. He's like, yeah, I'm preparing this big meal for us tonight. And she walks into the kitchen, and he's like, it's really good since you and your mother moved in here, and I never had a kid like in the house of my own, and it's nice to have a stepdaughter. And one thing led to another. That's a whole new genre. And pretty soon, Dad was oiling up and cracking eggs on fake titties and grabbing strawberries, and they were like mushing it and eating it.
You're like, I love food.
Yeah, I was like,
and you're food. Like, I want to do this.
So I look over at Kevin, right? And I was like, Kevin, you want to go to the kitchen? And he's like, I really can't stand up right now. How about you just go yourself? So
can I crush some strawberries on it?
Let's just say both of us were very excited to watch all that food.
And that's what inspired you
That's what inspired me to cook.
What the fuck?
I was hoping to one day
I'm not surprised.
have a 20-year-old stepdaughter home from college with big fake boobs, and it hasn't happened yet.
You just spent all your time in the kitchen, so much time in the kitchen.
Hoping.
Because you're like, one day,
this is it.
Statistically, if I spend all my time here, this situation might come up.
It might. It hasn't yet, but I'm not that old.
There's a better chance of it happening, since you're in the kitchen. A lot.
You might have to do something about that stepdaughter problem, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of when you have to get there.
Stepdaughter.
Yeah. I might have to start somewhere that isn't in the kitchen to solve that problem. That's true. I don't know. Well, that's what inspired me.
And you don't do baking.
Amazing.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I'm terrible at baking. Lately I've been making Rice Krispie squares, and I don't follow the recipe, and it's turning out way better than any recipe I've read on a box.
Absolutely.
That's fair. Yeah.
So
that's my to-go thing. I don't know why. I'm not good at any of it, but I'm like, I feel like I know better than the recipe. I feel like there's something speaking within me. There's something that I don't know. They talk about there's so
ancestors,
many people, right? Yeah. And I was like, I don't have. Mine's British, okay? We went around. This is my favorite joke. It's like we went around the whole world trying to steal spices. In the end, we just settled on salt and pepper.
That's right.
That's it. We try to steal everything. We're like, nah, just kidding. Salt. We're good.
Perfect.
I get heartburn from pepper and cinnamon, so this is who I am as a person. But there must be some ancestor in me because I'm putting something in and it feels like someone grabs my hand like, that's enough, child. That's enough.
Stop, baby, stop.
That's enough. But I just let it speak from within me. Is some of it shit? Absolutely. Is some of it good? Very rarely. But
I think the gift is when you taste it and you know how to fix it.
Yeah. I'm getting better at that.
Good.
I love being able to fix it. I love it.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the way.
That's, I'm trying. But I started off baking when I was in high school. I used to, I made cupcakes, like especially for like.
I've had plenty of your cupcakes.
Yeah.
They're fucking amazing.
Yeah, I just started baking cupcakes for like school, like food. I don't know.
Bake sales?
Like bake sales.
Yeah.
It's like when you sell the food for the fundraisers. Bake sales and stuff. And I wanted, essentially, I was like, how can I make mine worth more money? When it's just a fucking cupcake. So I would like take the batter and split it up in different bowls and dye it different colors to make a rainbow, like a blended rainbow.
You're so creative.
And then I'd pipe a Cookie Monster face.
Did you also see this on a porn?
Just asking.
I'm just putting that out there.
If you really wanted to entice people to come by from your table, just be like, for every cupcake, you get this 30-minute clip of some guy with his stepdaughter cooking dinner.
He's really good with oil.
Yeah.
He's so good with oil.
No, it was weird, like slow motion. He's like plowing around the island, right? In the kitchen island.
Yeah.
And the boobs are moving slow motion. There's oil glistening off it. It was breathtaking.
Okay, we're gonna move the fuck on.
I'm sure I made the 33 seconds to Dick. I'm pretty sure.
I need to go cook right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say Clay's eyes have glazed over. He didn't hear a single thing that I heard.
Hand him the vegetable oil, go to the can.
I should
See you in a minute.
probably track down Kevin and ask if he still thinks about it.
To this day.
Kevin's like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, bitch, I had a satellite. I watch that shit every day. It's all a fucking blur. You won't believe the stuff that I watched.
It's like, and now there's the internet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of origin story. But yeah, no, it's super weird. My cupcakes, I don't even like cake or cupcakes very much, but I think that's maybe mine's like the opposite of like I want to do something creative. And, like, I love giving gifts. Like, I love giving stuff away.
I get that. You're a people pleaser.
Yeah, 100%.
I hear you.
100%. I had to do that at my job. I had to do, like, a characteristic thing.
Yep.
Everyone's getting, like, wow, I'm creative. Wow, I'm a problem solver. And mine's, like, you're woo. And I'm like, what the fuck's woo? And they're, like, winning others over. And I was like, fuck you.
Ain't nothing wrong with
my
that.
whole life is just winning people over.
It's all right, babe. It's all right.
But, yeah, I liked giving out gifts. I just like dropping stuff. It's, you know, it's cheap and it's easy and it's creative and it's fun. And so I used to make just weird cupcakes and, like, play around. And now I've been making like mini cupcakes. They're all different flavors and stuff, and so I've been doing that, and then eventually, because I'm a vegetarian and I got real fucking tired of shitty vegetarian food,
you started eating meat.
that's fine. I started eating meat.
Finally.
Wow.
I mean, there's a long period of time where people are like, wow, being vegetarian, you must be so healthy. And I'm like, I'm not a vegan. Like, do you know how many different combinations of carbs and cheese there are? Like grilled cheese, nachos and cheese, mac and cheese.
Yeah, babe.
I can live off of carbs and cheese and ice cream. All of that is
Talking
vegetarian.
dirty to me right now.
Right? You're looking the same way Clay's
I'm like,
looking.
talk some more.
I'm just thinking, how can I combine cheese and that stepdaughter?
Gross. You
Well,
don't like cheese?
That's called personal hygiene. You want lots of
I was
it.
so disgusting. But yeah, I don't know. I started moving into like savory foods because I wanted to make. I have a lot of like the health issues and like trying to eat healthy and stuff, and so yeah, I was like, I want to make vegetarian food that pretty much anyone would like.
Yeah.
That tastes fucking amazing. That is still kind of healthy for you. So yeah, I've been diving into that. I'm not amazing by any standards.
Not by the tells of those cauliflowers.
Hell
I'd
yeah.
say
I
you're
eat those every day.
You got some amazing going on over there.
Killing
Yeah,
it.
you
Maybe
know.
I was gonna say I actually need to ask you some of these questions now because I'm like, how can I?
Tell me.
What is this process like actually?
Well, like let's talk about the show.
Sure.
How do you audition or apply? Like, how do you get on the show?
Well, so I was on a few. We'll get to that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But for the initial onset for MasterChef Canada, you apply online. And now you do, like, a lot of them are doing YouTube little videos.
Okay, like I was saying, when you apply, is just like a questionnaire you just answer, or do you have to send
when
in...
I applied at the very initial, all I did was I took a selfie
Yeah.
and I wrote a little blah 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 about me, and it actually was only because my kid that I actually sent it in, because at the time I'm like, I don't do that kind of shit. I'm not filling that crap out on the internet.
Yeah.
Weirdo. And then my son does you're not gonna follow your dreams. I was like, fuck.
Why do I
Child.
have to be such a good parent to motivate him?
God damn it. So then, I followed through, and then I figured that, tattooed single mother plumber, I was getting on one goddamn episode. And then that was pretty much it. It's like they kind of ask you what your signature dish would be, and I knew that threw me for a loop at first because it was like, I've never cooked. Like, at the
So
point.
you never worked at a restaurant or anything?
Never. No.
It's just at the house and you feel sad and you're like, I'm out of booze, I'll make a cupcake?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, I want cookies. Like, that'd be pretty much it. Or, my kid would be like, ribs. I'm like, okay, making ribs. That'd be about it. But it was like army style, slop, slop, slop. You didn't eat it. You didn't fucking eat.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like plating was really brutal for me in like season 1. Terrible, because I didn't know what the fuck plating was.
Yeah.
Mash goes here, veg goes here, and
Yeah.
the protein goes there. You want me to stack it up? What the fuck? Like, it just killed me, man.
It's true.
Yeah, it did.
Because it looks nicer, but how the fuck do you eat it like that?
Well, it didn't make sense to me because I didn't think like that. Because honestly, it was like plumbing. I'd never worked one day in a McDonald's. I'd never done anything to that effect. My mother can't cook worth a shit. All I did was bake.
Did you remember, we have the same mom?
Yeah, maybe.
Wait. Me too?
I
I feel like I've talked about this before.
Wait, so if that's true, that whole threesome thing we talked about is off the table now, right?
All the
No.
same
There's gonna be some
Just
club-footed
secretly-
little big-headed fuckers coming out of there, man.
Yeah, no, it's probably best to avoid it. Unless we all move to like Newfoundland or something, then it's okay.
Oh my god.
Alabama? I don't know.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still have some constraint in Canada.
Yeah, I guess for now.
For now. The borders are still closed.
Once they're open, we move.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm amazed that you went on this show. Like, I just assume, I like watching cooking shows, and I just assume that everyone on there is a professional chef.
Nope. I was like,
insane.
I was completely out of my element. It was probably the most surreal thing at that time that I'd ever fucking did. Because it was like, if I'm cooking, I mean, I'm a tornado in the kitchen. I was worse. When I went to MasterChef the first time, like, if I cook something, my grandma says I cook like a tornado. Because it just looks like it's devastation.
Yeah.
And then I would take like an hour and a half to cook breakfast. Because I'm just used to doing my own pace. So, not after MasterChef Canada. Because they're like, cook to completion in an hour. You're like, holy fuck. When I came home, I could do breakfast in like 30 minutes. And my family's like, what? I'm like, oh no. And I cleaned up after myself.
No more tornado.
Yeah. So do you just train to be able to fit in that time?
Yeah, I just practice like an asshole. And then you just kind of like fight yourself. Like the most real part of MasterChef Canada is that hour. That clock. Going to get your ingredients, thinking on the fly, like you're fucking panicking.
So
like,
it's legit then that an hour. It's
my
not
God.
like we're gonna film this hour over the next 12 hours and we'll just splice it together.
That hour is that clock. Fuck that clock because it's terrible. And then you're good. You're like, okay, 2 minutes. You look down. You're like, then like 2 minutes left. You're like, where the fuck did the hour go? And you're just like, flailing, sweating.
And then everyone around you is whispering, "What's up with the tornado over there?" Yeah. Your grandma's at home just eating some new bacon. Like, I told you.
Yeah, it's pretty much it, man. It was a thing.
Blows my mind. Like, every time, because I truly didn't think that was real. Like, staying within the hour time limit, especially, and I know there's some editing there too, but especially when they're like 10 seconds, they start going 10, 9, and they show one person, there's nothing on the plates yet, and you're like, how? And all of a sudden they like slap,
Oh, I've been
and
there.
They come back, and it's like a perfectly plated meal.
Oh,
you're like,
I didn't do that.
But did you learn eventually?
I did, yes. On my subsequent seasons that I've been on there and episodes, it's like amazing what you can do in an hour, and then how you like challenge yourself to how you never even knew what you could do, and it just was like, holy fuck, oh, you know what, that's not too bad at all.
It's weird because I had a question about like what's the most difficult part of the whole process, and apparently it's plating. Like it's that last
at that time I think what it is that whole hour process is trying to not think of the normal. You're trying to think outside of the box, which is fucking brutal. Like, cause
so you don't get a heads up or anything.
No,
it's just hey,
here you go,
and everybody gets the same ingredients or different ingredients.
Yes, we all have access to the same pantry.
So they don't give you a list of you get these 3 things, you get those 3.
No, they've got like the most well-stocked fucking pantry you've ever seen in your life. Any spice you ever wanted to dream of, alcohol, cheese, meat, veg, fruit, they got it there. There's shit I'd never even seen before. I was like, what the fuck are these? Like, that was a huge thing because I was like, at the time I was in Rocky Mountain House. Like, I think they only sell oranges, apples, and fucking bananas, man. Like, maybe a strawberry or maybe a kiwi. Like, there's these little fucking fruit. I still don't even know what the fuck they are, but they look like little mini watermelons, but they ate like a grape, and they're just fucking divine. And I was like, oh my god.
Is this a cucamelon?
I don't know.
Because I've seen cucamelons.
Okay, cool. Maybe that's it.
Kumquat?
No, kumquat looks like a little orange.
No, it's like a cucumber watermelon.
God, they're amazing.
Like that, and they look like a tiny little watermelon.
That's probably. See, look, she even fucking knew. You even knew. Good job, Teapot.
Thank you.
Babe. Like, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm eating. She's like, I know what that is.
Yeah. Hey, I cut out one whole part of my food triangle. I had to explore.
You're like, I need to look now.
I was gonna say, just take out that, and now I'm like, fuck. What else?
I think that was like probably one of the hardest parts though, was coming in there with like pretty pedestrian knowledge of food. Like, there was one challenge where they gave us smelts, and I was like, fucking smelts. I was like, we use these for bait. Like, this is bait in Alberta. We catch dinner with these.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck they were. And like, and what am I going to do with them? So like, the only thing I know what to do with fish is like chowder. And I had this one asshole behind me. Fuck you, Dale. If you're listening, fuck you, Dale.
Fuck you, Dale. I don't know you, but if you'd like to be a guest on the show, you can follow us on Answers for Everything podcast.
On all forms of social media.
Yeah.
Now on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. That's correct.
So he tells me I gotta debone these little fucking things. So here I am deboning fucking bait. But what I didn't know is that when the fish are that small, the bones actually melt in the heat. So like a traditional way, it's an Italian dish, is you batter dip them in like a panko dip, deep fry the fucking things, and you eat the whole things whole. Just kind of like a sardine or canned salmon. They got the bones in there. They just eat them. Okay. So here I am deboning fucking minnows. Yeah. And then he's just like, I'm sure, just laughing like an asshole behind me. But I will say, Mike Bonaccini said I imparted a lot of flavor in my chowder, so I was quite happy with that. Because if I don't know what the fuck to do with it, I make soup. Like, that's kind of I know how to make soup. Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, what am I going to do? I'll make soup. And I think I made a biscuit every fucking time. No, they weren't happy with me with that. They're like, stop.
I'm sure they're not, but I am.
Yeah, right.
Soup and a biscuit, you're after my heart.
Even just a biscuit. Biscuit and a biscuit, I'm happy.
Yeah. Right?
Soup and a biscuit, fine.
Should have called it like seasoned biscuit on MasterChef Canada. That was Dora's. So like, thing.
I'm wrapping my head around this. So like, when you guys are cooking, you guys just like can chat. You can talk to each other. You can. But
isn't that a waste of time? You have an hour.
But like, you can like fuck with people.
Because it's a competition for $100,000, right? So it's like, if you're an overtly nice person, and I tend to suffer from this every now and again, I'm getting over it. Don't fucking worry, world. But they're like, oh, you got any extra vegetables? Fuck yeah. Like if I'm going back now, I'd be like, fuck off, get your own vegetables.
Such a Canadian attitude.
I know, right?
Absolutely.
Come on down.
What do you need?
Well, the episode I get freaking eliminated in, I got season
spoiler.
1. Spoiler. Season 1, George didn't win 7 years ago. I didn't win, bitches. I was a fan favorite, though, so watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, fuck you, Dale.
Fuck you, Dale. God.
Wait, did Dale win?
No, Dale did not win.
Dale, you didn't win. We should talk about that.
Contact us.
Oh my God, right? Contact us, Dale Kuda. He's like, son of a bitch. He's like so thirsty. He's like, thirst trap, here I come. But yeah, no, when I was cooking on it, I had put all my vegetables. I'd lost my fucking mind because I'd gotten the worst ingredient in the world, fucking beef cheeks. Yeah. I didn't know what the fuck to do with them. So I was like, beef cheeks.
Okay, cool.
Like the actual cheek of a cow, and I'm drawing a picture around my cheeks right now.
Okay.
Because I'm showing you.
Wouldn't that be the toughest goddamn piece of meat?
Yeah. So I was just like, the only thing I know what to do with tough meats is pressure cooker. So I was like, I'm going to make a stew in my mind. I'm going to make a stew because I don't know what else to do with mystery meat. And that's what always happened to mystery meat in my house is it became stew because you cook the shit out of it for 48 hours, I'm pretty fucking sure. But what I didn't do was leave out my vegetables. I put everything in that fucking pressure cooker. Not even thinking about it because I'm just like, stew.
You mean like all for the same amount of time?
Oh, yeah. No, I know. Oh, yeah.
Hey, I've never been on TV for cooking.
Yeah, man, you lose your fucking mind.
Right away, I was like, why would you put potatoes and carrots in at the same time?
Oh, but I didn't just put...
But everything.
I put everything in. And purple potatoes. And I don't know if you know much about purple potatoes, but when you cook the shit out of them, they go brown. So they dyed everything brown. And everything was like moosh. Like fucking toothpaste. It was terrible.
How did it taste?
So going back...
It was bad. And it was bad. Like, I deserve to get eliminated. Like, I'm still mad about it.
You could have pulled that story out of your ass like at the very beginning here. You're like, well, when... my kid was born and I tried baby food.
See, I wasn't on the gun then. Yeah. Where were you? I needed you.
When I tried baby food, I was, this isn't good. So here's my baby food.
So when I realized I'd fucked up, because like it was an hour, and I don't know if you use much for pressure cookers, but you kind of put everything in, and you don't know what to do. You wait. You're waiting. So 45 fucking minutes, I am pacing, because I know. And what did I do? I cleaned up my shit too quick. So they do have like a culinary team that will clear out shit so you're not tripping over because they don't want hazards and stuff. So you don't see that part. Yeah. But they like run in and they grab shit and they run it. Well, I'd cleared out all my vegetables. And I was like, I knew it. And then I turned behind me because I'm in the front fucking row. I bet you they were like, this Alberta Beef Challenge is going to fuck her up. Put her up front. We want to watch that bitch sweat. So then I'm like, anybody got any spare veg? And everyone was like, nobody gave me nothing. So I did learn it the hard way. Very first in this season. I was like, nobody gave me shit. Because I was like, do you got any spirit? No. It's like, fuck. So I just sat and paced knowing I was fucked. I knew I was fucked. When I opened up the pressure cooker, I really knew how fucked I was because it was like he'd called it barf on national TV.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was great. But I was like, oh, he was pretty kind because it actually looked like shit. Like, you know, your previous pictures here that we were talking about. And I'm like, oh, but I did use
less
corn.
Solid.
Oh, way less solid.
Okay.
With dots of corn.
I was just thinking, should we put a side by side and be like, guess which one? I'm totally kidding.
Yeah.
Nobody can recreate that. Wait, yes. Some Metamucil.
Oh my god.
Good fiber. Fuck. Yeah, no, it was fucking brutal. But I survived. It was hard. That was pretty hard.
So, being on season 1, was it? Season
Yep.
And then
Season
being
1.
eliminated.
Yep.
You've also been back.
Oh, I've been back lots.
So even though food looked like barf,
they can't get enough of this mouth.
Yeah.
Goes, hey, can you come create more barf?
Yes.
And what do they bring you back for? Seasons, specials? What is it?
So I got back for a holiday special, and they brought back, so it's MasterChef Canada, a holiday special.
Yeah.
And they've flown me, my mom, my son, my 2 cousins. And I had no choice. I gave them a list of 10 people who I wanted to come with me, and they just picked. Well, I wanted my kid with me, but my mom, I love you very much, Mom. You drive me fucking crazy, though. She does. She does. She knows it. We know it. So it was a very interesting thing. Was like cooking with family, because the 2 cousins they picked, I don't really see them very much. One lives on the East Coast, one lives on the West Coast, and I don't get to see them very often. So now all of a sudden it's like, cook for your life with your cousins. And it's like, son of a bitch, I didn't like them this much to begin with.
Yeah.
So it was like, at one point I made, I was doing turducken roulade.
I have no idea what that is.
So are we familiar with the turducken?
No.
Yeah.
Turkey,
Okay.
duck, and chicken.
Yeah.
So typically what you would do is you would take a turkey,
Uh-huh.
stuff a chicken in it,
Okay.
stuff a duck in it.
All right.
Or if your duck's bigger than your chicken, then you reverse it around.
Can I just add that if you're looking for the vegetarian of this, it's called a Tofucken. But
Because you fucked if you eat it with tofu. I'm just telling. Yeah, I believe that name.
It's it's tofu, tempeh.
That's amazing.
Anyway, continue. Sorry.
So I was making these turducken roulades, and a roulade is a roll of meat,
Okay.
like a jelly roll, but it's meat, meat roll, right? So I was doing a stuffing, and you know when you cook so much, you can't taste it anymore. So I was doing andouille sausage stuffing to go in between all these layers, and I'm like, I turned it to my cousin Lisa, and I'm like, can you just taste this? Like, I can't taste it anymore. And she tastes it. And she's like, tastes slightly better than fucking stovetop. And then I got mad. I'm like, you're on Team fucking Dora. You don't like that? Go sit to the fucking side. Well, if you watch that episode, we're the most loving family you've ever met. So thank you, editing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because it was like, there was so much shit where I'm like, you're not fucking listening to me.
Yeah. All wearing matching aprons.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
We were the blue team.
Just so happy. That's always my biggest thing with reality TV show is like, how much of a person's personality do we actually know? How much are they literally just putting the edit on? Like, you get this edit. You are the nice one. You are the mean one. You know what I mean?
Do they pull strings to make sure you have friction, to make sure that you work together?
I think so that's how they kind of choose that team, because they knew that my one cousin drove me crazy, and they're like, oh yeah, let's put a little kink in her plan.
So
Did you have to write like a profile for each one? You're like, I love this cousin, but
it's because we talk so much, right? So like when you're kind of in that part of the show, like, and you're talking to your casting producer, director, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, you just get a common good rapport, right? So it's like, I'll be like, yeah, that fucking cousin drive me crazy. That's why I gave you these names. And I'm too honest for my own fucking good. That's the problem.
They put a little asterisk next to the
you're like,
make sure we
this
call
one
her.
will drive Dora fucking crazy. Okay, cool. 3 of those. Thank you. Put them on hold. Thanks.
Yeah.
We'll file them out later. And it was just like, or they like try to like, if they think they know your type, like, they pretty much know who the fuck you are, because you're on camera. Because like some of these episodes take 2 to 3 days to film for a 1 hour show. It's 2 to 3 days. That hour is very real, though. That cooking
I was
hour.
gonna say the cooking hour.
The cooking hour is solid. That's a fucking
What
real
do you do
thing.
for the rest of the anyway? Sorry,
Just because it's like, here, okay, do this again. Okay, you guys, I want you to walk this time. More energy. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do this. And then just because they want the best of the best of the best.
Yeah.
Right?
That makes sense.
So it was like, they get to know you so well. So it was like, another special I was brought back for, I can't remember the name. I think it was another holiday special, but it was with at that time, the 4 winners of MasterChef. So I think that was like season 3 or season 4, because the holiday special I was on, I placed second place. Pino won. So I was like a sous chef to one of the winners. I think I was David George's sous chef. So they're like, so Dora, what's it like having to listen? Like I've never fucking taken direction before in my life. Like, come on, man. I'm a journeyman plumber at this point. I had to listen to fucking somebody on the way up.
But
And I'm like, right. Well,
have you?
no. Because I know everything. Everyone's fucking wrong. Fuck off.
It is called Answers for Everything.
Hey.
And that's why you're invited on.
Thank God. So I was thinking you guys are wrong. I'm just kidding.
We've been told that many times before, but we don't believe it.
I was gonna say I don't believe it.
And it's just like trying to work with people that you don't like. You never meet these people ever. Like, there was one chick on my season 1 that, fuck, she just drove me out. Danielle. Fucking dead goat eyes. God.
Goat eyes.
The dead goat eye stare. But because she's skinny, she thinks she's fucking hot. Just let me get one thing
I'm
to you,
already
hon.
attracted to her.
I can tell. Did I say she had a crippling self-esteem? Just saying.
Oh my god. Does she have daddy issues?
I don't even think she's got one of those.
Clay's gonna
I don't even need her to be my stepdaughter for this scenario.
Oh my god.
and she's already in the kitchen.
You
just gotta meet her there.
Oh my god.
Walk in with the oil.
Yeah, right? And it's one of those things where you're trying to play a game. Because you're competing. This is a huge competition. You fucking know it. And it's like trying to be nice. And that was really difficult. Real difficult for me. Yeah. So it was like, I think the best thing about, or the weirdest part about it was like, being there to film it is a whole different experience as to watching what they pick for that hour-long TV show. So that was like, So okay.
Editing magic.
Lots of editing magic.
Yeah. That's
sort of like this show.
Speaking of editing,
Right?
as you know, maybe we should take a little break and come back and ask some questions, some more questions about your time on MasterChef Canada, and maybe split this in half, because I still have a ridiculous amount of questions, and we're getting to be about 41 minutes.
Right.
So we can stop this episode here and leave you guys on a little bit of a cliffhanger and see what we're gonna ask next time. And thank you, Dora.
Why I will take 2 dicks, Clay.
Yeah.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
But yeah, sorry. Thank you, Dora. We're
you.
gonna end this one here, and then next week you guys can tune in for part 2. Listen to some more.
Part 2 of 11
You part 2
of MasterChef Canada.
Dora Cote. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.